Hello, hello. How are you doing? Thanks for being a part of this monumental event. We're celebrating something special. So thanks for being here. If this is the first time for you to ever catch me live on a broadcast here on whatever social media platform you're watching this on, thanks for being here. I really appreciate taking the time. My name is Ronnie Harden, and by trade, I'm an editor. I am a writing coach, writing teacher. I help people learn how to publish their work, get it out there to the world. And so, but this is a little something that I've been doing now for a very long time. Well, not a very long time, a long time, long enough to celebrate 400 episodes. So today, you are part of the 400th episode of my live stream show. So thanks for being here. And I am back where it all started. So I think it's serendipity that I am actually here in Nashville, Tennessee. And I have my Nashville mug, if you can see that. And I am celebrating 400 episodes, 6 years of live streaming. In May of 22, it'll be 7 years. 7 years since I started. Thanks, Bear. I appreciate that. 400 episodes. So good morning, Sherry. Good to see you. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. And for those who are watching me on other platforms, if you're on my personal profile watching this, the comments are not populating in. So I'm going to try to see if I can look over there and catch any comments, because I want to thank you all. The reason why I've been able to do this, I started this live stream show back in May of 2015. I had been part of a beta test for the app called Periscope, which launched in March of 2015. And so I had been participating in a beta test with them, trying to figure out, what I could do. They wanted people across all walks of life, different ages, different levels in life, and they wanted people out there to test the app and see how people responded. Some people have been with me watching. Sherry has been there. Mary Flynn says, good morning on my personal page. Okay, well, Mary, thank you, my dear. Good to see you. Mary, one of my dear friends who worked with me at the YMCA here in Nashville. So I at the time had just started my business. I'd only been in business for a year. I'd also just been a widow not too long. And so I was trying to figure out what I could do, what I could share on a social media live stream platform of what I could share with people to get out on this app called Periscope. And so I thought, well, I have a pretty extensive coffee cup collection. I could start every morning with a cup of coffee and just some encouragement for folks. So some people, Sherry Oss, in fact, has been here since the Periscope days. If you remember watching my show on Periscope, pop in the comments and let me know, because that would be awesome. Savannah, I think Simba wants in because there's some kind of noise at the door and I can't figure out what it is. Yeah, I think he wants in. So my live stream show started and I would come live from my kitchen every morning. I would make a cup of coffee and I would come downstairs and say good morning to everybody, say hello, talk about life, talk about things that are going on, topics that were on my heart. I had lost my husband, so I was still processing that grief. Those of you who've watched the live stream show for a while, you've watched me go through losing my late husband, to navigating life on my own, starting my own business, um, reconnecting with a friend who I'd worked with 30 years ago. We ended up dating. I got married again, never thinking I would find happiness again after losing my late husband. And then most recently, you will have walked through watching me go through breast cancer treatment. And my company is 8 years old. I've been in business now for myself for 8 years. Through all of that, I've managed to stand on my feet. And this social media platform has been such a huge connector. It's connected me to you. It's connected me to so many different people. And these platforms are wonderful in that we can stay in touch with our friends, our family, people who we love. Tiffany says hi from my personal page. Okay, hi, Tiffany. Sherry, you absolutely remember the Periscope days. Yes, I would go live. And if you remember the time that I would go live, pop that in the comments because I have something special for you. I'm going to be giving away, to celebrate my 400th episode, I'm going to be giving away a set of books by someone who has been a business mentor to me for the last 10 years, who's been instrumental, someone I've learned from and applied what I've learned into helping make me a better person, achieve my goals, be more effective in business. So I'm going to be giving away copies of John Acuff's book, Do Over, which this one is autographed. Show you. This one is autographed. See, John put his autograph in there. So I've got a copy of Do Over, and I've got a copy of Soundtracks, his most recent book that came out. So if you're in the comments below, you are going to be watching. I'm going to open this up today. I will let people who only comment and watch today on Saturday, November the 13th, you'll be entered into a drawing, and I'm going to give away that set of books as part of the 400th episode celebration. So if you remember, they're great books. They're great books. So if you remember what time I used to go live on the air, pop that in the comments. Very important. So it was a certain time that I would go live, and I would start off. The cool thing about Periscope, using it on my phone, was that I could take the video, make my cup of coffee, and then I would flip the camera around and walk over to my kitchen table here, and I would pop it into a stand, and we would chat. And that's how we started every morning. And so much has happened since then. So much has transpired. So much growth. And listen, so there was one time when I spoke at a conference in Atlanta shortly after I'd started my Periscope show. And it was kind of funny because I talked about live streaming. I even live streamed from the conference. I had people jump in on my conference, on my Periscope broadcast, and broadcast for people who didn't get to attend the conference. They were able to see their friends. So it was just a fun way of connecting with people. And so what I loved, and I really loved it, and I knew it was going to be the next big thing. So this is a picture of me at the Launch Out Atlanta conference. And so I was up there talking about live streaming. In fact, I even remember that I talked about how the NFL had created accounts on Periscope, and certain teams had created accounts on Periscope so that they could broadcast football games and interviews on Periscope. And I was saying then on a platform in 2015, guys, this is going to be the next big thing. They thought I was nuts. People thought I was crazy. It's just an app, Renee. It's just a new app, owned by Twitter. They're just trying something new. But live streaming, like live, really? And I kept telling people, you can do this. I'm doing it live from my own kitchen. It's a way to share your content through a platform, right? Through a medium. So yeah, I mentioned it then. And now, how many live stream shows do you watch? How many people do you follow watching their live streams or their reels? Look at what has happened and changed and grown in 6 years. So I'm going to share some statistics with you that I thought would be interesting. Okay. Because when I really started researching it, looking, I was like, okay, so I had to look up, well, when did Periscope start? Because I remember I was on it in the early days and I actually launched my show in May. So I knew it had to be earlier in that spring sometime, but in 2015. So here's some statistics. Here's some recent statistics for you that I thought were interesting. 96% of people say that they've watched an explainer video, some kind of video where they are learning about a product or a service. Or how many of you have looked up stuff on YouTube, like how do I blank, right? Or you want to learn a new software program, or you need to answer a quick question and you watched a video of someone explaining to you how to do it, right? So 96% of people say that they do that. With over 9.3 billion hours watched, Twitch is now the biggest live streaming platform worldwide. Now, if you're not familiar with Twitch, Twitch started off as a gaming platform, but it has created its own audience and viewership. People do shows on Twitch now, but it initially started as a gaming platform. 79% of a brand's video has convinced people to buy a piece of software or an app. The live streaming market will be worth over $247 billion by the year 2027. Videos on social media generate 1,200%, not 100%, 1,200% more shares than texts and images. Video right now is the hottest thing in reels, in stories, and in live streams. Companies that use video enjoy 41% more traffic from searches. So if you're in business, companies that use video enjoy 41% more traffic from searches. 40% of consumers state that video increases the chance to purchase a product on their mobile device. Have you purchased something on your phone because you've scrolled through Instagram? I have. I've got off of Instagram so many times because that's how I discovered Away Luggage. And now Away Luggage has actual storefronts in different cities now. They have one in Dallas. I was ecstatic to find an Away Luggage store in Dallas. But that's how I discovered that piece of that brand of luggage, which has now become I will swear by it. I've replaced all my luggage. I have all Away Luggage. It's the best. But I discovered them on Instagram through video content that they had shared. 74% of millennials find video helpful when comparison shopping, right? So here's some other statistics. I mentioned to you how Twitch is the biggest live streaming platform. 9.3 billion hours. Think about that time. So now Facebook, with all the things that are going on with Facebook recently, how has that really affected things? Well, Facebook experienced 2.5 billion active monthly users in the fourth quarter of 2019. Now, that was 2019. That was before the pandemic crunch really happened. So imagine the stats we're going to see and how many people were actively using it because they were stuck at home. And it was the platforms that we used to stay connected and to have business and to order things. YouTube has saved you many times. Video is ruling the world right now. Hi, Laura. My daughter is helping me by monitoring and navigating my personal profile for comments. So guys, if you are, the way that this software program that I'm using, in fact, to live stream so that I can live stream to YouTube and Facebook and my Facebook business page, and I could go in multiple locations simultaneously, but it only generates the population, the comments from my business page because it's connected to my business page mainly. So I apologize if I'm not getting them immediately. And Savannah, thank you for moderating my page so that I can get those comments so I can say hi to everybody, because you guys are the ones that really helped me stay connected. You helped me continue doing this. If you didn't show up to have coffee with me in the morning, And I remember when it first started and I was getting over like 1,000 views and all these people. And now when I look at my videos and I'm like, 12 views, 48 views, but they generate and populate because they have to go through the algorithm of all the other video content out there, right? So you have people who are creating video content that have, sharp editing tools, the best cameras, they're putting on real shows. I appreciate, like I said, John Acuff and his book Do Over. I remember when he went through a personal do over. I went through personal do over. We all went through this book with him, and he held, and talked about pivoting. He had to do that again this year. He's a public speaker, so when conferences and those kind of appearances dried up, John had to figure out a way to pivot. So what did he do? He got onto the platforms and really focused on sharing quality video content. And so I hope I've grown over the years. I know I have enjoyed, and I've changed my show. It used to be Coffee Talk with Ronnie, remember? And then I changed it to From the Editor's Desk, because now my focus is going to be about sharing what I do, sharing how I help people generate and, publish their content. And when I say publish, it can be in any form, even in video content, right? When I was a high school teacher and I had my students do their year-end thesis projects, I told them, I know you can write a paper. You've been writing papers for me all year. I want you to think of a creative way to express what you want to say. Back it up in paper form to me, but give me some kind of creative output. I had students creating short films. I had students creating commercials. It was great to watch their creativity grow. And so I'm continually trying to improve and sort of fine tune and shape this live stream show as things changing. Because again, let's go back to some stats. Let's go back to some numbers and really look at, Leanne said, congrats on the milestone. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. Leanne remembers the Periscope days, right? You remember the old Periscope days. So here's some more streaming stats that I was looking at. So I told you that Facebook experienced 2.5 billion active monthly users. So that means based on the number of total users, Facebook is actually the largest live streaming website. However, Twitch is considered the largest because of the total number of hours that are watched, right? So Facebook stats come from how many users are on the application watching video. Okay, so that counts as, people. But Twitch is the largest live streaming platform because of hours viewed. That's huge, especially when you're talking to advertisers, right? So think about that. Now, YouTube, right? YouTube live streaming statistics reveal that 70% of the population prefer it over other platforms. So since I've been here visiting my daughter, I'm watching her. We're cooking in the kitchen together and we're hanging out and doing stuff. And I've noticed they watch podcasts on YouTube. She and her boyfriend, they watch those. And so YouTube has become like a television network, right? So Twitch and Facebook may appear to be the most popular platforms for live streaming, but a survey revealed that when respondents were asked to choose their favorite video platforms, 70% of the people who were surveyed said YouTube. So, because again, YouTube started as a video platform, right? So they've added a component for live streaming because but Twitter truly was the pioneer with Periscope and getting Periscope and an app called Meerkat. If you remember Meerkat, those were the two live streaming platforms back in 2015, right? So aside from Twitch and Facebook, Mixer was the next most popular platform in April 2020 with 37,106 million views. That's a huge number. Mixer. Have you even heard of Mixer? I haven't even heard of Mixer. There are so many apps and different streaming platforms out there. By 2026, there are expected to be 1.495 billion SVOD subscriptions, which are video on demand subscriptions worldwide. Live streaming has the largest market share of live streaming platforms. at 34.97%. Um, I told you before, the live streaming market will be worth over $247 billion by 2027. And by 2027, it is expected to reach $184.27 billion. That's valuation right there. Video. That's why most of the platforms have suddenly switched to video. So if you're wondering why your posts that you're sharing aren't really getting a lot of views, they're looking for video content. Now, can you still share your content the way you used to? Absolutely. Absolutely. But right now, video is the focus. Live streaming is the focus. The live stream industry has grown by 99% between April 2019 and April 2020. How about that? It grew 99%. That's huge growth. 80% of consumers prefer to watch live videos from a brand rather than read a blog. 63% of people aged 18 to 34 watch live streaming content regularly. That 18 to 34 demographic is huge in the advertising world. When I worked in radio, adults 18 to 34, male 18 to 34, those and women 18 to 34, that was the age group we were targeting with our radio station. So younger users are the ones who create this fabulous content. TikTok is huge, right? TikTok, does anybody use Snapchat anymore? Does anybody even talk about Snapchat? I haven't really heard anybody or seen anything about Snapchat. All I see is TikTok and Reels and Instagram stories, right? 47% of live streaming video viewers worldwide are watching more live videos than they did a year ago. More than 1 in 5 Facebook videos are live and are watched 3 times longer than pre-recorded videos. How about that? So live is huge. And, you know, where there was Periscope and Meerkat in 2015, today there are over 200 live stream platforms. 200. And it's only going to grow as people learn and create their own ways to share their content, right? Breaking news makes up 56% of the most watched live content. Nearly the same share of Americans prefer to get local news online as they did on TV. 68% of American adults say they at least occasionally get news from social media. 63% of sports fans are interested in paying for an all sports over-the-top channel, live stream on-demand channel. 80% of women describe themselves as sports fans and are willing to pay up to 50% more for over-the-top content. I'm kind of becoming a sports fan. You know, Michael has been so patiently coaching me along here in my sportsing endeavors, so I'm learning, right? 65% of millennials and younger people are consuming sports content on mobile devices. 87% of audiences would prefer to watch online versus on TV if it means more behind-the-scenes content. 45% of live video audiences would pay for live, exclusive, or on-demand video from a favorite team, speaker, or performer. Speaking of performers, look at the way Taylor Swift dropped and promoted her new album where she's re-releasing the recordings from her older albums that she no longer has the original masters of, but she's recreating new masters and doing her music now. And so what did she do? And she promoted with a 12-minute video story to tease that content and get people to drop her album. Adele, if you're not watching and following her, let me be the first to tell you that Adele has her promotion team, how she promotes herself and drops little crumbs along the way. Tomorrow night on CBS All Access. See, you can only see this concert on CBS All Access. It's a way for them to get you to pay an initial subscription to see the concert. So Adele is going to be performing tomorrow night at, I believe it's 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. You have to check the time on that. But she is performing a concert, which now I think I understand why when we were in LA that parts of Hollywood were being closed off for certain days. And now I bet it's because this concert was going on. So Adele performed at the Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles and then sits down with Oprah to have her first ever interview about the album. So, I mean, huge, huge marketing kudos, right? But it's video. It's live on demand video content that is catching everybody. If I recall correctly, Coffee Talk with Renee was started because you wanted someone to get up and have coffee with you after the loss of your husband. Yes, because I didn't have anyone to have coffee with anymore. And so, yes, Sherry, you're correct. You're close, Sherry. There was a specific time. It was 7 a.m. Central, but it was a specific time. I'll give you a hint on that. So, yeah, so Adele's concert tomorrow is the only way you can see it because her new album comes out on the 19th. So, these are ways that she is kind of teasing that interest, building that interest so that when her album drops, guys, I know she's already going to win a Grammy. The sales are going to blow up. We're going to see Adele. So get ready the week of the 19th. After the 19th, we're going to see lots of Adele content coming, right? So video, live streaming, that's how people are consuming their content. 60% of viewers will do an online search while watching a live stream, right? You've probably been on a live stream with me and I've talked about the books in my book club, right? And I hold up the books and I say, this is the one we're doing this month for November, Wholehearted Faith by Rachel Held Evans. And then in December, we are going to feed our souls with some wonderful tidbits from Tabitha Brown, not only for our soul, but for our tummies as well. So when I hold up these books and I talk about them, you can go online while you're watching this live stream and order your books, right? So that's how video has affected the way we respond, the way we communicate, the way we engage, watching live stream. There are 3.8 million streamers broadcasting on Twitch in 2020. 3.8 million streamers on Twitch in 2020. 82% of Twitch users say sponsorships are good for the gaming industry. It's huge. 35% of marketers use live video. Live stream advertisement views has grown 27% for long form videos and 20% for short form videos. Facebook Watch gets more than 1.25 billion monthly viewers. Facebook has signed an exclusive deal to show every La Liga game for the next 3 seasons to over 348 million of its users in Asia. 8 Asian countries are only able to enjoy their favorite Spanish teams and players by watching online streams on Facebook. So these countries are India, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, the Maldives, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan. Facebook already shows Major League Baseball to U.S. audiences at a reported cost of $1 million per game. The content is free, but is supported by targeted advertising. It's amazing. Watching esports is an industry soon to be worth $1 billion. As of 2021 in June, the most popular game streamer on Twitch is Ninja with 16.7 million followers. Right? The World Cup game in 2018 peaked at 7.9 million concurrent plays, becoming one of the most popular live streams of the year. Right? The most watched video on Facebook Live is called Chewbacca Mom. Do you remember the Chewbacca Mom? Remember the lady who got in her car and put on a mask? Yeah. There you go, Sherry. You got it exactly right. 7:02 a.m. on Periscope. That's absolutely it. Bingo, my friend. You want another copy of Do Over and Soundtracks? You can have them if you want them. But that was exactly right. In fact, Sherry, you know what? I'll think of something special to send to you. Yes, I will, because you knew that. You knew that fact. Yeah, Candace Payne in 2016. So by 2020, that video had over 1.77 million views. Isn't that amazing? Now, this is my 400th episode. I don't think I'm going to get 1.77 million views. If I ever got 1 million views, I would fall over, right? But to me, it doesn't matter. I'm here sharing my content with you, starting the conversations, sharing stories that I see going on around me. And I hope that you're becoming more aware of the stories that are happening around you. And maybe you have some short stories, long stories, stories that you can share on video, ways that you can share a part of your story with others so that we can connect to your story and be a part of the larger story going on, right? So that's what I do. And this is my 400th live episode. And I'm so grateful that you've been a part of that. You've been a part of the journey, whether you've watched me live, whether you watch me via replay, you comment on and participate. I appreciate you taking just a few minutes of your time to share with me, to share you with me. I'm a better person because of the people I've been able to connect with on these amazing platforms. Kelly says happy 400. Thank you, Kelly. So, guys, don't be timid. Listen, if I can jump on from the middle of my living room, which is now the middle of my former living room, nonetheless, still the living room of my house here in Tennessee, and I can show you my Nashville cup that I got so many years ago. When did I get this? Let's see. Oh, I wrote the dates of when I was in Nashville in here. So I could sit down and just have a cup of coffee with you and share in the morning and talk about what's going on in your life. Talk about what's going on in my life. Um, Jamie says, good morning, getting up late to see you. Jamie, I had so much fun last night. It was so much fun, but thanks for popping in here. That's the thing, guys. I've been able to connect with people across the United States and even the UK. So people who are overseas watching me, tea time. Thanks for being a part of this endeavor. You've been a part of my story. I'd love to help you with yours. We are in the month of November, which is NaNoWriMo month, what I like to call National Novice Writers Month. So if you've ever thought about writing, or you have something written that you just kind of want to get some feedback on, you've always known that there's something stirring in you of wanting to share some content, but just not quite sure if you're saying it correctly or in the form that you want to share it in, that's how I can help you. That's what I do. I help people who are wanting to share their stories, figure out a content and a platform and a way that they want to share that, and then help them craft best stories so that when they share them, they connect with lots and lots of people because people can relate to your story and how it fits into their story, right? So 400 episodes, guys, and I hope to continue doing more. So if you want to find out how you can get in touch with me, stay on my list of people, find out what's going on with me, be in the know, or if you just need some help, you want to join my book club. We've got some great books coming up, okay? We're in this one right now. In fact, we have a live discussion this coming Tuesday, so that's going to be awesome. And we're doing this one in December. So good time to join, get on the book club, and then I'm already working on the books that we're going to read for 2022. A brand new year. We're going to start off strong. It's going to be a great year of reading. 2021 has been a great year of reading. I'll be talking next week about the great books of 2021. See maybe if one of the books you've read is on that list. I'll be sharing my favorites. You'll have to share me some of yours. Tell me some of the books that you've enjoyed reading. But you can get a hold of me right here. Okay, ReneeHarden.com/contact. Let me know if you want to join the book club, if you need any help with editing or writing services, or if you just want to drop a line and say, hey, Renee, I'd love to have coffee with you for like 30 minutes online, because I do that too, and utilize this platform as a way to reach out to you and make those connections. So you can schedule 30-minute coffee chats with me. We can have coffee and talk about whatever it is that you need to discuss about sharing your story, about what's going on in your life, and how I can be of help. All right? So, there it is, guys. There it is, 400 episodes of content. Here's to reaching 500 and what's coming for the end of this year. So I've got some fun things planned. I only have three more broadcasts, I believe, of this year. Three more, guys. Can you, because you realize that Christmas, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Christmas is 6 weeks away. 6 weeks from today is Christmas morning. Should I get up live on Christmas morning and say good morning? I'll have to think about that one. But I have three more broadcasts coming. So I'll be on here next Saturday and then the first two Saturdays in December. And that's it, guys. We're going to be wrapping up 2021. I love the holiday season. It's fun. It's festive. There's lots of yummy food. I get to make some of my favorite recipes. Yeah. So let me know what's going on in your life and the story you have to share. I'd love to help you with it. All right. Right down here, get on my list, RoneHarding.com/contact. Let me know if I can help you. Let me know if we can have coffee. And thanks for being here as part of this 400th episode. I'm excited. I'm grateful to be able to get on these social media. You can find me at Ronnie Harden on Instagram or Twitter. I'd love to connect. And thanks for being here to connect on this video, on this live stream show. I'll be opening the comments, like I said, for today's posters only. So if you watched this either via replay, you'll have to put down some facts that you remember from me from the Periscope days. If you watched me on Periscope, share a little tidbit with me in the comments that you remember from watching one of my live stream shows, and you'll be entered into a drawing for the John Acuff set of books. All right, guys, have a great one. Hope you will share your awesomeness with someone today. Reach out and bless someone today because they're waiting for you. And you've already blessed me by being here. So thanks a bunch. And hopefully I'll get to do more of this with you next Saturday. All right. Take care. Happy 400.